NFL show. It's weekly here on Views from Section 400. It's your host, Matt, with my other host, Brian. Brian, say what's up.
Going on, everybody?
Rocking and rolling on this fine, I guess, Thursday we're recording because everybody's a bit busy this weekend. But all the lines are pretty much out for the slate. So I don't think there's any crazy injury news, nothing going to affect any of the picks that we're making. So, yeah, let's stay red hot and see how we do. Yeah, dude, starting off with probably the best game of the weekend. Obviously, we got the Birds at 425, but this is right up there in terms of teams. I think both 6-2, looking pretty electric, but the Dolphins and the Chiefs, what do you got, Bri?
Yeah, so we talked a lot about the Lunder in London with these games. This over sitting at 50.5. The Germany over, the go over. How can you not bet the go over here? This is going to be a fun game. It's at 9:30, which kind of sucks. But I mean, two electric offenses, two teams that are going to want to win this, show their class of the AFC. It's going to be a fun game, and I'm betting the go over.
Yeah, dude, I love the Gover pick. I love how that flows nicely. And yeah, I mean, how could you go against that? But I will. No, I'm just kidding. I'm not gonna take the over just because I haven't been that great on the over unders this year. But I do kind of like Pat Mahomes to get his head out of his ass. He's already played in Germany. He knows what's going on over there. He knows what the deal is. Have the Dolphins played over there or no?
No, I don't think so.
I think that's all you need to hear right there. I will take Patrick Mahomes over 284.5 passing yards. Wouldn't be surprised if we see him throw 300 plus. I think that is a rock solid pick. The guy's already been there, coming off that devastating loss in Denver.
First
Really
time he
bad
ever
loss.
lost there. First time he ever lost to the Broncos. 12-0 before that game.
I think Mahomes is going to come out a little fired up, to say the least, and they're just going to look electric, man. I know the Dolphins got Jalen Ramsey back, so they add a little bit to that defense. Going against a Chiefs wide receiver group that is just pretty abysmal besides Travis Kelce. I mean, there's not much to say about it.
Yeah, Sky Moore's not great. He got dropped in fantasy after week 2. Kadarius Toney can't catch a football. Who else is there? Justin Watson?
I don't know. What's the guy's name? Rashid Rice?
Rashid Rice, yeah.
But, everybody's hyping that guy up, and I really haven't seen him do much yet anyway. I know it's, early in his career, whatever you want to say, but haven't seen much out of that guy. And, let's not discount the Dolphins here. I think they'll probably keep the game close. Who knows? Maybe they win the game, but that doesn't, mean Mahomes can't go off. So I think in terms of Mahomes already being there, Dolphins never been there. So I think, and Mahomes coming off that horrible loss, arguably the worst the Chiefs have looked in the Mahomes tenure. Somebody might fact check me on that, but I think that's what it is. So yeah, don't want to discount the Dolphins here, but I think Mahomes is coming ready to play, familiar with the landscape. And he's going to come out fired up. So there's our picks there. Kind of moving on to the next game. Maybe 5 years ago, you say this is a great game. Maybe 6 years ago, you're loving this game. But the Rams travel to Lambeau to take on the Green Bay Packers. I don't have much here, Bry, so I want to hear what you got, man.
Well, the Packers fucked me last week. I took their team total over and they scored 10 points. And the Rams fucked me in the anti-Birds parlay against, obviously, the Birds. So I don't like either of these teams. I don't like the Packers even more because Luke Musgrave gets concussion when he's going to make eggs in the morning. And he was my fantasy tight end this year. So if you can't tell, my fantasy team sucks. from those two comments early. But yeah, no, we'll take the Rams +3.
So the only question I would have about this game on the slate is, what's the weather like in Lambeau this weekend? Are we in for some crazy weather? Is it going to be sub freezing temperatures? What do we got? Because the over under is 38 and a half. And that seems violently low for, the Rams can put up some points against a bad defense. And I don't think the Packers defense is tremendous. I don't think it's like horrible, but I don't think it's amazing. So honestly, I could see the Rams putting 24 points up, and definitely could see the Packers. I mean, I think they've consistently been hitting that 17-20 mark all year.
Yeah.
So if this is like a 24-20 Packers win or Rams win, or even like a 24-23 Packers win, that over cashes. So I'm going to go. I have no idea what the weather is, but when it is, I know I just said I don't do the over under. When it is low numbers, I love overs. When it's overs in spots like this, I'm going to go with the over. Now, Brian, you look like you're about to break some, like there's about to be 3 feet of snow in Lambeau, but give me the over.
I have great news for you. It's going to be 50 degrees and cloudy. So nothing crazy. Packers also just did trade Rasul Douglas to the Bills. So a big piece of their secondary is gone. So yeah, I don't hate that overplay at all.
I mean, 38 and a half, that seems violently low for two teams who could very well. I mean, the Packers, like I said, have been sitting at that 17-20 all year. And the Rams, I mean, like they have a solid offense, especially against a not great defense. Like they'll be able to do something.
Yeah,
So
the issue there is Stafford's got the hand thing going. He's all banged up, and Jordan
he's
Love
fine.
is Jordan Love. So that's why I don't trust going over on that. But I don't hate it. It
And
is
I
a lot.
usually wouldn't. I thought this over under would be sitting around like 44 and a half. That's where I would have put maybe like 42 and a half. But 40, I thought around 42, 44 and a half. I'll rock the over at 38 and a half. And let's see some points in Lambeau. Moving on though, this game kind of sucks. Tampa Bay Bucks at the Texans.
Ugh.
Yeah, I don't have much here either. I love CJ Stroud. He's my dog. I've been rocking him all year. I'm not going to take anything player prop route. I'm just going to keep going with what I've been rocking with all year, and I'll just rock with the Texans money line. I think the Buccaneers are pretty much shot. Mike Evans doesn't want to be there. Chris Godwin, I don't know what his emotion is. Like he just looks like he's just out there playing. Like he just doesn't care, but he's like happy that he doesn't care. I don't know. It's a weird vibe. I just think they're all checked out. And then you have Baker Mayfield, which is, sign some more commercial deals, bud, because your spotlight's running out. So yeah, give me the Texans at home on the money line, and that's all I got for that.
Yeah, no, Chris Godwin had a chance to catch that Hail Mary against the Bills, and he just he did not look up. To be fair, Baker did have to get it off quickly, but if Godwin have just looked up a half second earlier, it's a crazy play to beat the Bills in Buffalo. But
Yeah,
I
well,
agree. They look a little lackadaisical. I think that loss to the Falcons really took the winds out of their sails.
that was like their season, a make or break point in their season that, you know, it seemed like it just kind of deflated them, and they all are playing defeated. But
Yeah, I mean they're still alive. The AFC South. We asked the Twitter poll today what the toughest division in football was, and shout out Matt Gutman responded with the NFC South. And I mean, toughest may not be the word, but it's definitely going to come down to the wire.
I mean, it will. Are they going to get upset in a home playoff game? Probably.
Yeah.
And I think that's the nicest way to say it there. So sure, it might come down to the wire, but I don't think there's anything to really get too crazy about with that division. But sure, it might come down to the wire. But yeah, did you drop a pick yet? What do you got?
I haven't. I've been putting it off just because this game is that gross.
Uh,
I might go with something really gross here and take the Bucks plus 4.5 on an alt line and parlay that with the alt over 35 to get it to plus money.
That'll probably be plus money, but that is disgusting, dude.
It hurt to say. It hurt to say.
Oh my God. We'll just move on from there before I throw up because that was actually disgusting.
I knew you wouldn't like it.
And then we just go, dude, what is this slate? Commanders, Patriots? Who the hell cares?
Yeah,
Who the hell cares?
the issue is the best game's at 9:30, and then the other one's at 4:25. So it's just the 1 o'clocks are not going to be fun.
I mean, dude, this is a brutal 1 o'clock slate. Oh my gosh. I don't even know where to go here. Commanders at the Patriots? I got nothing. Oh no, you know what I do have? 40.5. That is way too high. This game is finishing like 16-14. Give me the under 40.5.
All right, I will ride that with you. Yeah, this
Seems like a lot of points there, no?
does seem like a lot of points, especially in Foxborough.
Right.
Bill Belichick. I know Sam Howell's not a rookie, but he's a young quarterback. This is his first year, like really starting games. Bill Belichick does not lose to those young quarterbacks. And the Patriots aren't good enough for me to take them on the spread or money line. So I like the underplay there.
Seems like a lot of points. That's all I'm saying. But,
That's a lot of points.
I don't want to spend too much time on that. That game is disgusting. It's never ending. Bears at the Saints.
Hey, wait, hold on. This is a rematch of the Nickelodeon playoff game from a few years ago.
Who cares? Oh my gosh, man. Bears Saints. Who the hell cares about this matchup? Rematch of the Nickelodeon playoff game. That's why it was a Nickelodeon playoff game. And we'll leave it at that. Yeah. I mean, the Saints are minus 400 on the money line. You can't even like throw that out there. I don't know what I like here because I feel like I kind of want to lean like Bears to cover some points, but I can't trust the Division II quarterback that they start.
Yeah.
I don't have a crazy play here. I really, really because I don't trust the Saints offense. It's not that good. I know they have a lot of other time, but it's just not that good.
It did look better last week. They're starting to implement Taysom Hill a little bit, get him some packages. But yeah, 8.5 is a lot of points. It's a lot of points.
But then it's like, oh, you can't trust the Bears. And I don't even want to take an alt line here to like go, oh, Saints 6.5, because I hate that as well. Yeah, I guess if I have to go something here, I'm gonna just keep it nice and easy. Hopefully it hits. I think it should hit at home. Alvin Kamara over receiving yards.
See what that number's at. I don't hate. I was thinking about his rushing. 36.5 receiving yards.
Give me the over. All day, give me the over on that. Over 36.5 receiving yards for Alvin Kamara. I think, with a game disgusting like this, Alvin Kamara usually plays pretty well at home. Bears defense is not that good. I think 36.5 is a very low number. So that's what I'm going to take. What do you got, Bri, on like our 25th disgusting game of the slate?
Yeah, so I like the receiving route for a Saints player. I'm going to go with Rashid Shaheed, 32.5. The Bears are a bad football team, and bad football teams blow coverages. The Saints, a couple times a game, will love to take a deep shot. It's normally Shaheed back there. All it takes, that 32.5 number, just one blown coverage. He catches a pass for 40 yards and he catches. So I'm just going to bank on the Bears being a bad football team and this game staying close enough to where the Saints will still kind of take those shots. But yeah, that's what I'm going to go with.
Yeah, I don't hate that at all. I mean, he's pretty much their main deep threat there. So, like you said, one blown coverage and that cashes, and he's probably going to have a couple other catches trickled in there if I had to guess. So, yeah, I mean that seems like a pretty low number. So I don't hate it there, but I'm going to stick with Kamara over on the receiving yards just because I think it's kind of a low number coming off of he's a guy who can consistently hit 50, 60, 70 receiving yards a game,
Hmm.
especially with the volume of targets he gets. So that's the route I'm going to go there, and we'll leave it at that. I'm praying that we don't have another just absolutely
Oh,
disgusting game on the slate.
you're not gonna like
Um,
this.
I'm probably gonna hate it. I mean, I don't hate it as much as anytime I see the C for the Bears, it like irritates me. I don't know why. It's just like irritating. I don't even like hate the Bears. I just like know their franchise and organization is so just bad. And I just see it and I just automatically am like, this game sucks.
Yeah.
Um, so that's what I got there. But yeah, moving on, a little more disgusting. Vikings at the Falcons. Who's starting for the Vikings? Because I don't think Dobbs up to speed yet in this offense and ready to play.
Yeah, it's gonna be BYU rookie Jaron Hall against electric gunslinger journeyman Taylor Heineke in this one.
Yeah, I like that a lot actually. Heineke playoff experience. Heineke.
Yeah.
Um, so this guy, like you said, not only a journeyman, but a guy who led a team into the playoffs. So I think that helps with you know uh, ego maybe just he's been there, man. He's done it before, and I think he won't be phased by anything. I'll leave it at that. And the Vikings aren't a scary team, so he kind of has a nice softer matchup to roll into the season with. And maybe we see, a new dynamic to the Falcons. I think this definitely is the end of Desmond Ritter. If I had a guess, I'm gonna guess that it is because he's just looked horrendous. Um, but yeah, I don't know if I can trust the Falcons money line just because they're the Falcons and they're just so bad. But Heineke, we don't know what he is. We do, but we don't. New team. And the Vikings rookie, like, dude, again, this is disgusting. But I'm gonna take under 40 points. I'm gonna buy a couple points, but I'm gonna take under 40 points. Probably like minus 140, minus 150. I'm gonna take the under 40 points. Hopefully it's like a 17 to 14, 20 to 17 game. That's what I think this one lines up to be. And that's the pick I'm gonna take.
Yeah, I don't hate that. I definitely think you're on track with it being a field goal game. And that's why I'm going to take the Falcons minus 2.5. I'm going to buy a point. Taylor Heineke, he looked good last week. 170 yards, a touchdown in relief of Desmond Ritter. He was hurt and then cleared and then just benched. So yeah, his time may be done. The Vikings, I mean, I don't know Hall if he's going to be a good quarterback. I will tell you, they scored their first rushing touchdown of the season last week, and it was Cam Akers. So I don't trust their running backs at all. They carry the load here. So I just think the Falcons. I think Heineke can take them. They're talented enough. I think they win this game at home. And I think a lot of people will be betting on the Vikings here. So I'm gonna zig while they zag.
Yeah, good analysis right there, dude. I think you're on there. I can't feel confident in taking that, so that's why I'm gonna stay away. But yeah, moving on. Oh my, I don't know if it's just not gonna get better.
Yeah, I might go pumpkin
Car-
picking this Sunday.
What's that?
I
I
might
know,
just
I,
go
I really
pumpkin.
should. I think that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna watch a 9:30 game. Then I'm gonna go do something between the hours of 1 and 4. Not sure yet. Maybe to the pumpkin patch. Who knows? Halloween's over. Uh, and then I'll lock back in for the game we're going to get to in a minute. But
Yes.
Cardinals Browns, disgusting. I don't have anything for this. The Cardinals just traded away their starting quarterback, who is horrendous, but look competent for I guess. So what are they? 1-7, 1-6.
1 and
So
7.
looked relatively competent for what they were. Dude, this one is ugly. What do you
Yeah.
got?
Yeah, it's ugly. Jonathan Gannon not starting Kyler Murray. Another week on the IR for him. Starting Clayton Tune at quarterback. So I have no faith in him, no faith in the Cardinals offense this week. The Browns going with PJ Walker. Eh, he's looked bad lately after looking good in the beginning. So I'm gonna go with the under here. Under 37.5.
Yeah, I mean, in in Cleveland, I definitely like the under play. I know a few weeks back when the Niners were in town up there in Cleveland, I did have that over under was 35 and a half, and I took that over and it hit. This one's just 2 points more, but way worse of an offense. I feel confident in taking the under 37 and a half with you. So, yeah, I mean, Cardinals are. I don't see how they score points now. Could the Browns run up to score a little bit? Maybe, but I'm not confident in that Browns offense. And
Yeah.
I think this could literally be like a 21-3 Browns win.
Yeah.
I think is what we possibly see here. So, like the under there. Now we get to finally probably the best game of the 1 o'clock. Definitely the best game in the 1 o'clock slate. And a pretty solid game compared to the other games overall on the whole rest of the slate. I mean, we have the Seattle Seahawks traveling across the country for a 1 o'clock game, so 10 o'clock in Seattle, to
Yep.
take on the Baltimore Ravens. Seattle's been kind of I always been taking them this year, and they're good, man. 6-2 or whatever the record is. I mean, Geno Smith's figuring out ways how to win games.
Mm-hmm.
Might not always be pretty, definitely not pretty, but they're figuring out a way to get it done. And Pete Carroll is such a just so much experience in the NFL that obviously he doesn't have the Super Bowls, but he's right up there with Bill Belichick. I might even say, in terms of like a knowledge guy or just like NFL guy, I'll take Pete Carroll over Bill Belichick. Yeah, I will.
That is a crazy statement.
No, it's not, because let me explain. Bill Belichick, sure, great coach, great mind, and I'm not taking anything away from him. But without Tom Brady, the guy isn't winning all those Super Bowls. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm on the side of the argument that those Super Bowls were Tom Brady, and I'm sticking with it. I don't really care what anyone's going to say, because Tom Brady made that franchise. He created his legacy by doing what he did best, at dumping the ball off in the short game and finding out ways how to win games, win close games, take the team on a drive. And he's the one who went out there and made it happen. If they don't have Tom Brady there, Bill Belichick does not have all those rings. And I want people in the comments to argue with me on that. Let me hear what you got on that. Let me hear your take, because I don't know how you can tell me I'm wrong. How can you tell me I'm wrong? Look at Belichick's career, and I know he was young, but look at what he did prior to being in New England. He was horrendous for the Jets, and he sucked for the Browns.
You have a case on the back end, I think. The front end of those Super Bowls, they could have won with Drew Bledsoe. They were right there with Drew Bledsoe. It was the defense. It was Belichick's defense that was the lead. Towards the end, it was all Brady. Really, that's the loss to the Giants. After that, I would say was more Brady. Everything pre-Giants was Belichick.
Really?
I think that's what I'm going to go with, yeah.
Well, still, let us know in the comments what you think on those takes. But yeah, Seahawks, Ravens. But I'm going to go Gus Edwards over rushing yards. I went it last week. It hit with ease. And the guy's been on a tear. So I'll rock with that. And I don't have much else.
Are you Rutgers alum? Gus Edwards right there. Shout out Paul Hauk.
Looking pretty good this year.
Yeah. 6-2. 7-2 after last week, I believe.
J.K. Dobbins, get ready to learn Chinese, buddy.
Get ready to learn Canadian, buddy.
Yeah,
CFL.
I guess that's a better way to put it. But what do you got, dude? What's your pick here?
Yeah. So I think I'm just gonna ride Ravens minus 5.5 here. I think the
That's
Ravens,
what I
the Seahawks are a good team. You just went on your rant about Pete Carroll. He is a good coach. I don't know if he's better than Bill Belichick, but we'll table that discussion until next time.
no. I don't
Um,
want to say that he's better. Whatever. We'll keep that in the back door.
we'll table that. But yeah, the Ravens are a really good football team, and they're only getting healthier. Lamar Jackson's having a very low key like MVP type season. He's been good, and he hasn't had to do everything because the guys around him have been that much better. So yeah, I like the Ravens here. Give me a minus 5.5.
That's what it is. But Indianapolis Colts, Carolina Panthers, dog shit. Gardner Minshew versus Bryce Young in a game that nobody cares about. But what do you got here, dude? Because I don't know if I have much for this one either. This is another snooze fest, absolute snooze fest that they could have gotten away with just throwing it in the 1 o'clock slot.
Yeah, I'm gonna take the over because I took the over in the Panthers game last week and it lost, so they're due.
I was gonna say, man, nothing comes to mind on this game at all. I don't trust the Panthers whatsoever, but I don't know if I can trust the Colts. But what I will do is go the prop route and give me Michael Pittman over receptions. Will drop that in whatever the line is, but give me over his receptions. He's been catching, a lot of targets per game and usually comes down with a lot of those catches. So I will take Pittman's over receptions, and that should hopefully hit with ease. I took Tyreek Hill over receptions last week, over 6.5. I think it was like minus 110, hit with ease. So yeah, I think that's a good tail play, and I think that's going to be one of the better picks given out this week. But yeah, I mean, what'd you take again, Brian? I don't even know what you took. That's how disgusting this game is.
I took the over just because
Oh, yeah. I don't know. It's a lot of points, man. It's a
it
lot
is a
of
lot of
points.
points. But in Gardner Minshew, I trust.
Fair enough. Starting them in fantasy this week, aren't you?
Yep, I need him to, need him to be big. That my fantasy team's just getting some ricochet shots here in this
Yeah, it
episode.
is.
It's
But
deservingly so. It's really bad.
team's not good, man. I think you're averaging like 60 points a week in fantasy points. So that's something you need to clean up quick. Maybe get Tom Brady to come out of retirement. Guarantee you he'll win you a ring.
Probably.
Yeah. So on to the biggest game of the week, America's game of the week, not because of the Cowboys, but because of the Philadelphia Eagles. This is our time, our chance to this strangle the division, have a absolute chokehold on the NFC East. You win this game tomorrow, the division is, I think, pretty much wrapped up. And that's what I'm going with. It's the Birds against the Cowboys, the Cowgirls on Sunday, America's game of the week. I mean, dude, this is one a lot of people are going to be fired up for. I'm sure as hell fired up for it. Even people who aren't fans of either team, this game's going to have a lot of viewers, a lot of people tuning in, all over America. So definitely hype about that. It's national TV. It's the Birds, and yeah, man. You know how I roll. I ride with my dogs every week, and honestly, they've been hitting. So we're gonna go for AJ Brown to break the record here. Give me his over under on receiving yards. He's going for 125 this week to break the record, and I think he's gonna get it because that man, he's a bad man. So he's coming in fired up, and you best be blessed. Hurts is throwing him the ball, and I'll leave it at that. So look out for him to go for 200 receiving yards or something crazy because he's the guy who will do it. Picks for the game. I'm going to go Birds -3. Honestly, I'll buy the half point down just because I don't want the push. So I'll take -2.5, just so I can get an outright win. I think it's a close one, close one. And I think once the third quarter hit, the Birds maybe pull away. And honestly, could totally see the Eagles winning this game like 28-17. So at home, Link will be rocking. There's no question about that. We don't even have to worry about that. It is going to be absolutely an electric factory. I'm just, the Cowboys have looked okay. I think the Eagles have looked better than the Cowboys. So that's my take there. And, we're going for the NFC East. We're going to wrap it up. And I think tomorrow, look, you have two doozy games against the Giants. And you got the Cowboys twice. You win tomorrow, you can afford to lose that other game against the Cowboys and still basically lock up the division. So I keep saying tomorrow, today, America's Game of the Week, lock it up. It's right there in front of you. It's right there for the taking. Go get it done.
All right. So if you've been following along, I have my anti-birds parlay every week, and it's over 4. It's tough this week because once again, I'm a bystander as a Giants and Mets fan to a game/series that featuring two teams I hate. And the two teams I hate are both really fucking good. I don't know what to do here because my brain is screaming a Birds victory. But my heart is telling me to break out in song with an anti-Birds parlay. So I think I'm going to take the Eagles -3.
Wow. Wow.
I
Wow.
I hate the Cowboys that much. I don't think they're that good. And they just got a World Series. They don't need a football win. Like I'll take your insufferableness for a week for a victory in the record column on my betting standings. And I hate that I just did that. And I'll probably never live it down, but
the all-time clip of all-time clips. Brian, Eagles -3. He's not even buying the half point. He thinks the Birds are going to win by more than 3. That's what he's saying with that pick right there. So yeah, Brian is. I think that's halfway to becoming an Eagles fan. I mean, New York sports are insufferable. So welcome to the good side here, Bri. Let's go Birds. Let me get an Eagles chant, dude.
No.
Not ready to do that, but yeah, speaking of New York sports, the Giants travel to Vegas to take on the Raiders in probably the worst game of the weekend. I know there's a couple other there.
There's some bad ones in there.
There are. But I would have never thought that the Raiders have more wins than the Giants.
I don't understand. I don't understand how the Raiders have that many wins. I mean, I guess the Giants only have 2, but like,
the Raiders have more.
They do.
The Raiders have more. I mean, this game, who's starting for the Giants? That's the first question.
Daniel Jones is cleared. He's going to go.
Oh, it is a Jones start?
Yep.
Like 100% Jones start?
Yeah, he was a full participant. No questionable. I know how much you hate the questionable tags.
I do.
No tags. He's going to play.
And what? Who's going for the Raiders?
Aiden O'Connell.
Dude, this might be like a first-time all-timer.
No
I'm
way.
gonna take the Giants plus money on the money line here, dude. I've seen everything I need to see on the Raiders.
Wait, hold on. Let me look out the window real quick. All right, no pigs are flying. So,
dude, I mean, in terms of value standpoint, Daniel Jones is back, and dude, we all just watched the Raiders on Monday night. They look really freaking bad, man. New coach, new quarterback. I mean, I know the Giants are abysmal, but like at least it's like their whole team and the same coaching staff
Yeah.
for plus money. Look, man, they're not winning the division anytime soon. They're not getting into the playoffs anytime soon. Give me the Giants money line plus 108. Let them have a win and let all the delusional fans, have a delightful week because their team won a football game.
All right. Yeah, shout out Blake Hildebrandt there. I'm sure he'll be screaming Super Bowl after we pull this one off. But yeah,
Probably.
I'm gonna ride the money line with you. An interesting note, you mentioned the new head coach for the Raiders. It's Antonio Pierce, who I found out was on the staff for the Raiders, watching that Monday
Oh, dude.
Night.
Giants, oh, dude, they're coming in fired up. Maybe
Oh
there's a
yeah,
little juice on the Pierce side, though, because he's going to want to beat the former team. But I think the Giants are coming in and winning that game. But what were you saying? I didn't mean to cut you off there.
yeah. No, I mean, you pretty much said it. Just interesting there. But I'm sure Pierce will have some extra motivation going against the team he won a Super Bowl with. But no, the Giants, they have to win this game, right? They
I
have to.
mean, dude, it almost seems like a Jeff Saturday being hired as the Colts head
Right?
coach, a
Yeah.
few years back. I know Antonio Pierce, I don't think he played for the Raiders. He obviously was most dominant for the Giants.
He might have been there
Uh,
at the way end of his career. But
Maybe, but it's that same concept of like bringing in like this former player who probably shouldn't be a head coach, but he got asked to do it and he's doing it. And who knows? But Antonio Pierce doesn't strike me as a head coach type of guy. But the Raiders also aren't particularly ran great either. So not surprised they have just some out of left field interim hire. Or did they name him the outright head coach? Got to be the interim.
no, the interim.
But yeah, anyway, that's enough on that game. Giants on the money line. Brian takes the Eagles on the spread. What the hell's going on here?
It's a weird day.
This is just a slate for the ages.
This game coming up though, this might be the game of the day over the Germany game.
Well, I wouldn't go that far, but it's up there. Buffalo Bills travel to Cincinnati to take on the Bengals. Joe Burrow obviously has been looking way more like himself. Obviously getting healthier, and he's looked so much better. Bengals at home here. The Bills, we've kind of seen who they are now.
Mm-hmm.
They just, Allen will do some miraculous things. They'll win some games, but they're just kind of that mediocre team that, will have a shot to win the division, but probably not doing anything with it. And that's why I think traveling on the road, I'm just going to take the Bengals money line because they're at home on Sunday night and they've been looking a lot better. Now they are coming off a big win against the Niners. So I really hope that they're not too much on their high horse and they go out and lay a goose egg. Shout out T. Higgins. He did cash the over last week. Don't think I'm going to take his over this week. I think the Bills have a little bit of a better defense. But yeah, give me the Bengals money line. And what do you got here, Brian? And I know you got to be looking at that over under because that number is weird.
Yeah, the 49.5, it is kind of strange because it's in the 40s, so it looks kind of low, but it's the highest it could be in the 40s.
Right.
But I'm gonna go Bengals money line as well. I had to take last week. I said they were gonna beat the 49ers and cement themselves as a top team in the AFC, and that's exactly what they did. I think they surpassed the Bills here. The Bills have been mediocre at best. This is Joe Burrow's telling Josh Allen, "Hey, I'm the guy." So the Bengals take care of business at home. I think it's a 27-21 type game. So yeah, that would fit right in with that 49.5 number, and I'm too scared of the little field goals that could go that over under. So Bengals money line.
Yeah, but yeah, I think Cincinnati will get, pretty rocking for a Sunday night game. Buffalo is coming to town. A lot of people will be bringing the energy, bringing the juice to the stadium. So I just like Bengals on the money line. I think they go out there, they get it done. The only thing that worries me is coming off that big win out in San Francisco. So, I know that always can play a little part in the following week. But at home, if it was a 1 o'clock game, I might have to lean the Bills. But a Sunday night game, a little more attention, a little more hype around it. I like the Bengals on the money line. Um, and yeah, a game. Well, we'll throw out the bonus Monday night pick because why not? Um, I won't be watching because the Monday night mid-major madness college basketball slate is on.
Yes,
Stay
sir.
tuned. Stay tuned for some picks and articles and all that good stuff coming out. I'm looking to win a lot of freaking money betting the college basketball this year. I always love it. I always hit a couple parlays. It's my best sport that I bet. The one I win the most money on. I'm sure I lose money on it too, whatever. But the one I seem to always walk away with some nice parlay hits throughout the year. So I'm just so excited. And yeah. But anyway, back to football. Chargers at the Jets in Jet Life. Uh, I don't know, man. I mean, I kind of want to take a big underdog bonus pick here and just go Jets money line at plus 150.
Yeah. I don't hate that. The Chargers are the Chargers.
Exactly. And that's my philosophy is, I don't trust the Chargers at all, man. The Jets have already shown that they can win games with Zach Wilson, and it's obviously behind their defense. But they've won a couple games. Obviously against the Birds, they got it done at home, and I love the Jets at home in a primetime spot. I do not expect the Chargers to come out and just blow them out. And if they do, I'd be shocked. But yeah, I'll give you a little spicy Jets money line plus 150. Let's see it happen. Let's go. Jet
Yeah.
Life Stadium, dude. Let's rock.
I fucking hate you for calling it that so much. Aaron Rodgers just had to have that come out of his mouth, and then look at him now. Like,
Oh, dude, I don't know how people didn't think of that before. I guess
that's
because
true.
the
Jets have
Jets
been
were
so
so
bad.
bad. Yeah, you weren't even able to say that. But I mean, what do you got here, dude?
Yeah, I mean, I'm with you on the boat. I won't be watching this, so I'll be watching college basketball on Monday. Um, I'm going to go crazy and give you a first drive result punt at minus 120.
You get it all here, dude. You get it all in section 400 because a lot of people probably didn't even know you could bet that. But hey,
It's the
I always see it
NRFI
on
of
there.
football.
I always see it on there, and I never want to bet it because it's too quick for me. Like you go in, you put some money on it, it doesn't, and it's like boom, you're out in like 30 seconds. Which I guess the quick hitters, some people who are major degenerate gamblers who need that quick fix, that's why they throw it on there.
Well,
So,
or you're watching college basketball and you're like, oh, the game just started. Let me see if my bet hits.
well, there you go. I think that falls into the bin of degeneracy. um, so yeah, that's what we got for that slate. Not really an amazing slate. There's like I'd say like three really solid games on there. And then like four that's like decent, and then the rest is shit.
Got a
So
solid game every time slot.
yeah, for the most part. But I did we get one on the 1 o'clock or yeah, I guess
Seattle and Baltimore.
Seahawks. I guess yeah, sure, whatever. We get one on we get a good game every time slot, but I mean that 1 o'clock slate is still horrendous.
Yeah.
But that's all I got. Dallas sucks. Go Birds.
Go Birds, I guess.
Yeah, you'll never see it again. So make sure you tune into this episode. Brian went Birds money or Birds spread. I got the Giants plus money. Brian's is a little worse, I think, though, because the Eagles are actually gas. Mine's also bad because the Giants aren't playing a divisional rival. So not great either. But in terms of betting, in terms of taking value and trying to win money, I just think the Giants right now, like just like how you can't lose to that Raiders team. They look so bad, but we already went over it. Hopefully everybody tails, win some money this weekend. And hey, if you tail the picks, if you parlay a couple picks that we take and parlay them together and hit some big money, or mix and mash with picks, whatever you do, drop some tickets, show some love. We'll shout you guys out. We would love to see if anybody's tailing the picks and winning some money. Obviously, we're taking all the picks and doing our own little parlays within the picks. But if anyone else is mixing and matching picks and making their own little views from Section 400 parlays, let us know, because we'd love to see it. And any winning tickets might get featured on our socials. So definitely submit some of those if you guys tail some picks and win. Other than that, that's really all I got. It's been a pleasure as always. I will see y'all in the next pod, and I will let Brian make the closing remarks. All I got is Dallas sucks.
Shout out Fat Randy, new Giants kicker, baby. G-Man.